Time to devour the last morsel and become whole.
What's up everyone and welcome to the new age. At long last, Pokemon Z is here. It is confirmed, as the new issue of CoroCoro leaked last night and Pokemon's corner of the internet exploded with the reveal of Zygarde's new forms. That's right, forms. Like 3 of them, maybe even more. There's even a dog one. There's also a peculiar new Greninja and confirmation on the next anime series, very appropriately titled Pokemon X, Y, and Z. So get your sensu beans ready because you're about to be mind blown by Pokemon Z. Let's start off with the reveal of Zygarde's new forms, which you might have actually seen before. A couple of months back, CoroCoro leaked and revealed a silhouette of this behemoth from the trailer for the 3rd Pokemon X and Y movies, and everyone has been going crazy trying to figure out what it could be. Of course it was related to Zygarde in some way, but now we've actually learned that this is Zygarde's perfect form. Yes, just like Cell from Dragon Ball Z. I always joke around about the similarities in Pokemon X and Y and Dragon Ball Z, but this time it's actually for real. Perfect Form Zygarde and his other forms seen in the magazine here are actually his varying power levels. Starting from the bottom, now we hear is his base form, which obviously is named Zygarde Cell. The dude is literally Cell from Dragon Ball Z. This flat form moves on up into 3D and becomes known as Zygarde Core, and is apparently the brain of each of Cell's other forms. We've actually seen this little guy also pop up in that movie trailer, but I wanted to hold off on making any videos about either of them until we knew more about them, and now we do! Kinda. It feels to me like a lot of these little cells or Zygarde cores will have to combine and come together to power up Zygarde into his greater forms, which brings us to Zygarde Dog. Get it? 'Cause he's a guard dog and his name is Zygarde. I prefer to call him Zydoge personally, but he's going to represent Zygarde at 10% power. Or I guess Zygarde's 10% form. I don't know if those are the official names, they sound kinda weird, but we'll call him that for now. The magazine states that in this form, Zygarde has sharp teeth and lots of speed, which sound to me like stats and sort of confirm that these forms will be available to battle with in the next Pokemon games, and that they won't just be a movie thing. Oh yeah, I guess I should clarify that the magazine hasn't actually confirmed the next game to be called Pokemon Z yet, or even confirmed that the next game is real. We only know that the next anime series is to be called Pokemon X, Y, and Z, but come on, how are they gonna make an anime and no game? That's crazy. The game might just be called something different because Game Freak always likes to confuse us with their wacky game titles, but for now, I'll stick to calling this Pokemon Z. Now back to a pup named Zygarde. The next power upgrade up from the Doge seems to be the Zygarde we all know and love, and is now confirmed to be Zygarde's 50% form. This is the good old Zygarde we ran into in Pokemon X and Y, the Dragon and Ground type, and I think actually all of these forms are still Ground and Dragon type, if not just the big, the bad, the beautiful monstrosity known as Perfect Form Zygarde. I wonder how many androids he had to absorb. Well, we know he at least absorbed 2 of them, and their names might have been Xerneas and Yveltal, because if you look closer at his design, not only does he have Zygarde's classic green, but also hints of blue on his right side and red on the left. We can also see the hints of Xerneas and Yveltal's power coursing through Perfect Zygarde's torso, and even inside his big chest mouth thing. Whether Zygarde actually needs to absorb or fuse with Xerneas and Yveltal to achieve this form is yet to be revealed, but they're clearly doing a Dragon Ball Z thing here, so why not go all the way at this point and speculate that Zygarde only needs to borrow, or absorb if you will, the other legendary's powers in order to achieve this form. Now that's about all we have on Perfect Form Zygarde, but as always, I want to give my thoughts on this guy, and I just gotta say, this looks awesome. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and even though it literally feels like they're making Cell into a Pokemon, I think that's awesome. The fact that he powers up through these different levels and they actually look very drastically different, all the way from a little sperm thingy to a dog, and then regular dragon snake Dunsparce thing, and finally Optimus Prime Zygarde. I think it's really cool. The way that they're making this guy work, especially if he's actually going to be available to battle with. Like, all of these forms feel like they're actually going to be available to battle with in the next game, so I'm very curious to see if these are actually all of his forms or if there will be more depending on his power level, because we see it skip all the way from 1 to 10 to 50 and then 100%, so maybe there'll be some more thrown in there. I don't know. It's very possible we could have 100 different Zygarde forms. A little bit unlikely. I think it'll just stick to the ones that we've seen here in Korokoro, but even with these, they all look really awesome. Like I said, they're all different from each other, so they all feel like different Pokemon, even though they're all forms of the same one. What really interests me, though, is obviously figuring out if he is a fusion or if he's more like a Mega Evolution, I guess, or a Primal Reversion. Which one of the two sides will it take? Because it feels like it's kind of a fusion, but I don't know if they'll revisit that concept from Pokemon Black and White 2 with White and Black Kyurem. I just don't know if they're ready to revisit that just yet, so I feel like it'll be more like the traditional form changes, maybe something entirely new. It feels like every third game they always introduce a new kind of way to evolve your Pokemon or change their form, I guess. Like with Giratina, it was an item. Then we had the DNA splicers with White and Black Kyurem, so it could be something entirely different, and I feel like it definitely will be, because that's the trend that they seem to be setting nowadays. But despite how awesome this new form is, we've sadly gotta move along, and there is actually one more thing in these Korokoro scans that may have piqued your interest. Mega Greninja, though? Well, not really. This definitely doesn't look like a Mega Evolution to me, and I'm sure most of you guys will agree. There's a lot of people that very quickly jump to say Mega Greninja as soon as they saw it, but taking a closer look at it, it actually looks a little more like an already existing Pokemon feature that you might remember from X and Y, and that is Cosplay Pikachu. So I can only guess that this here is some sort of Cosplay Greninja, and the magazine even states that he bears a resemblance to Ash's clothes in this new design, so it makes the most sense to assume that that's what this is. Because it says this design is based on Ash's clothes, though, I feel like this might be an anime exclusive thing, but it would be pretty awesome to see it in the games as well, and maybe even have Greninja get some new exclusive moves just like Cosplay Pikachu. Cause you know, Greninja definitely didn't have enough type variety with his Protean ability already. He's totally not strong enough. Let's give him cosplay and more different moves, more Protean abilities. That's exactly what Greninja needs. I'm not complaining though. Greninja is honestly one of my favorite 6th generation Pokemon. He's got an awesome design, and bringing the cosplay over to new Pokemon I think would be a really refreshing idea. On top of adding some new Mega Evolutions too, because I don't think this is Mega Greninja, but that doesn't unconfirm that there won't be new Mega Evolutions in these games. And I feel like if any game would do it, Pokemon Z would be the one to bring some new 6th generation Mega Evolutions for the first time. But that's about it for this first Korokoro leak. It is crazy, it is amazing. It feels like it's been forever since we've been waiting for Pokemon Z or some sort of announcement, clarification on what is going on. These games are definitely not coming out until next year, so we're not getting a new game this year, which I'm pretty sure I said that a lot of times throughout my videos, but people still always like to hype up and think there has to be a new game because they've done it all the other years. But this time I feel like they're taking a little break because they want this game to feel different. Black and White 2 were really cool, and so was Platinum, but they definitely felt like they could have had some more new original features to them, and I think they really want to push that forth in this game. So whatever, take their time, make an awesome game. Regardless, you know, we're all going to be playing the crap out of it, so Pokemon Z confirmed for now. I can't wait to see what is next, what gets revealed up next, but that's about it for this one. So if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, make sure to leave a like, share it with your friends, let them know the news that the new generation is here. Actually, not the new generation, but the last of this current 6th generation. Let them know about Pokemon Z and Zygarde's perfect form. Just watch out because he might just absorb them. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of all this in the comments below and your ideas for the next Pokemon games, and I'll see you all next time on Pokemon Z.